Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day. This is Coffee with the new guide to the Bookington RPG tracker. I hope this is helpful. I will try and leave timestamps in the description and also in a comment so that you can skip to whatever you would like to. If you need information just on one or two things and you're not interested in watching the full video. I don't mind, and it doesn't hurt my feelings, I promise. The first thing we're going to get into is how to add things to your tracker, how to make a copy of your tracker, and how to copy specific tabs to your own tracker to just try and help you learn how Google Sheets work and make it your own. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to go up to the top, click File, scroll down to that fourth option, Make a Copy, click it, and then make a copy to your own drive. That will then make this all editable for you, and you can input all of your own information. The next thing is if you would like to input photos or graphics, anything you want into the tracker, you can just copy it from a different source and then just paste it in, or you can click Insert. You can then scroll down to Image. I always do Image over the cell so you can move it around. You'll just click your Upload, then select your file, and it'll pop into your sheet. Now, if you would like to copy a specific tab over to your personal tracker, like say I didn't have the FAQ and this is the only tab I'm interested in adding to my personal tracker, you can go down to the tab itself, right click it, and then click Copy To. Then New Spreadsheets and Existing Spreadsheet will pop up. I click Existing Spreadsheet, and then I would click my RPG tracker. Can you tell I've made a lot of copies of this? And that will then populate onto your own tab. It'll say copy of whatever tab you copied. You can rename it and then move it around however you would like to. So that's how you do all of that in the future. Now we will get on to the level tab. First of all, this should all be automatic. You don't have to input anything onto this page. This will just automatically do all of the math for you, show you your levels at a glance, so you can see those numbers go up and feel the serotonin. There is new additions if you copied the tracker from January 1st. All of these numbers will be whole numbers now. Thank you, Birch, for that function suggestion. So there will be no more 0.33s in any of these cells. The next new update is you will now know exactly where you are on the archaeology board, depending on what you put in your finished books section. So you won't have to guesstimate every time. You'll just know. There's 21 spaces on the board, and it will just tell you you're on space 6, and then the next book you read, you'll just know from there that you moved from the 6th space. It will also track your HP here, and it will give you your stats down in the total books read and your pages read as well. Now let's go on to the finished books. Why does this say one? I think it's because I put out there. It doesn't. Okay. Now we're moving on to your finished books tab and how to use it. So I'm going to just go through it and then also put a example here. I'm going to do a combat example just so that we can see it later on in the combat tab. So I'm going to say the book I read was, let me look over on my bookshelf. I'm going to say I read Hollow Kingdom. Author, I can't see it. I think it's Kira B. Burton? Something. It doesn't matter. No. The date finished. Let's say I finished it January 6th. The page count, I'm going to pretend it's 600 pages. The time I read, I think it took me 6 hours to read that book. And I'm going to use this for combat. Now, as we go through, you will see that it automatically populates in the combat section that I have dealt 600 damage to the enemy team. Now, if I wanted to use this for, let's say, fishing, it will automatically show that I then actually caught 6 fish instead. If I use it for mining, it's going to automatically add all of those pages together, those numbers together, and then tell me that I have 6 chances to go mining. And then I would then flip my coin. I just use the Google coin flipper and say I like to be easy and just click one thing the whole time. So I'll choose heads or tails, and then all 6 hits, it'll be win or lose. And then you do the math, and you'll just put the gems that you earn in there. And then it will automatically populate into your inventory sheet. The next thing, let's see, if I wanted to use it for anything else, it will just automatically populate. Except you shouldn't use it for archaeology because you would move 0 spaces. You couldn't spin a wheel. Sad. But I'm going to put it back in combat because we're going to need it. But if you used a forage prompt, you'll put the prompt in here and it'll then calculate on your inventory sheet. Let's move on. I feel like that was easy. A big thank you to Tato, who did the archaeology spaces, the fish urn, the mining chances, and then the combat and doctor healing over there. That was all them. We will move into the TBR Planner next. The TBR Planner is just a place for you to be able to plan what you want to use books for and see how many items you might earn or anything. It's just there for you to be able to plan without worrying about messing up anything on your finished book tabs. And nothing you put in the TBR Planner will mess with anything on your levels. Oh, your level, my little fake finished book is now populated on my level sheet. So it would say that I read 1 book, I read 600 pages, which means that because every 100 pages is a character level, I am now level 6, and I read for 6 hours, which means that I am now level 1 farming too. Well, I'm doing great in this fake scenario. But yes, this is just for you. Nothing that you put in here will matter on about any other plate on any other page, so you don't have to worry about it. Now let's go to inventory. Inventory is a precious place. It's where all of the things you earn go to live, and you can look at it. Now we will look at it. So for my fake book, I read it for 6 hours, so it already gave me my crops because it does the math for you. However, you can see that it just says that I earned 12 crops. It does not tell me what crops I then earn because you choose what you would like to earn. So it's currently winter 1. So if I go in, I would put in a 6 for my vegetables and a 6 for my fruit. Now, I don't detract anything from up here because this is an automatic function. So you do have to keep in mind that your total crops, these numbers are included in your 12, like your total. Does that make sense? I'm going to explain it one more time because I feel like if somebody said that to me, it would not make sense. You manually have to keep track of your individual season crops, even though it automatically tells you how many crops you have earned. So you will put your numbers here depending on what you want to earn, because you could do 2 here and then 10 here. It's all up to you. But then you have to do your own manual math against your total crops throughout the seasons, just to make sure you don't have too little or too many of what you actually earned. Your fish, if you chose fish for your skill, your book read would populate here automatically. Same with gems, and then same with your forageables. You will manually put in a number for anything that does not have a 0 in it. So for polished gems, if I got a polished gem from the blacksmith, I would then come in here and put a 1. If I bought some coffees at the coffee shop, I would put a 3 there. And then you get it. Now, this is the rewards column. So this means that if you earn something from a town board or friendship quest, if you earn something on the archaeology wheel, if you get something from the dungeons, if you buy something from a traveling cart or whatever I might create for you, you'll put that reward number here. That way you don't have to worry about the count earned, and it will automatically add the earned and the reward column together for you, and then subtract against your used column, which if you give gifts, so we all know that Rocket has requested 4 fish. So let's say I spun the archaeology wheel a couple times. I got a couple fish in my pocket. I earned 4 of them. But then I am also going to do his town board quest. Then I would say I used the 4 that I earned. And it will automatically tell me that I don't have any available. So if I wanted to do anything with fish again, I would need to read another book in the fishing mini game to earn fish back. Math is fun, kids. The next part of this same tab is the additional rewards table you can see right here. This is for items that you might win in specific things like the archaeology wheel that don't have a home on the actual inventory sheet over to the left. This is more of like a place where you can keep the concepts you've won. There's a reward, something like you can use a book twice on the next time, like on the next book you read. So like you could use it for fishing and you could use it for mining if you felt like it. But there's no real place to keep track of that, and it's not really something you can keep in your inventory. So we put that table there for you to just be able to keep track of the things you've earned there. There is a win a level reward on one of the wheels. I won't tell you what wheel it is. It did take me 30 spins to get it, so good luck. Somebody has already gotten it. They are very, very lucky. But you would go in on this tab, click that cell, and then input a 1 there when you win it. If you end up winning it more than once, you'll simply add you'll just add them all together and then put that there. It will automatically do the math for you on your level sheet. If you would like to add things to this, I would just ask that you add them to the bottom. And then if you would like to copy a function, just Control-C, click down, Control-V. And it will it automatically copied that function and then change the numbers at the top to the cells it would be attached to. So don't mess with anything that is currently populated, but you can always add below or to the side. That is all up to you. It is free for you once it exists. This is the combat page. Now, this looks alarming at first. However, it is very useful if you're into combat and you don't want to keep track mentally or like on a piece of paper or whatever you want. Tato has created this, and I will go through it for you. As well as there is a guide to combat made by Tato over on this orange big cell. And I have added the graphics for all of the combat options that you have. So you have everything at a glance. Now, as you know earlier, well, if you watched that part, in the finished book section, I did plug in a book and I gave it 600 pages and I sent it to combat. Now that would then come into this tab, and you can see in these top cells up here that I have 600 total damage to do against the enemies on this page, and it will automatically calculate how many pages I have left after I fight an enemy and have pages left over, which is very cool. So I have 600 pages. We're going to fight team 1. So I'm going to click this just so that I know I'm engaged with this team. And if you want to see who this team is, it's these little rock guys. Aren't they adorable? I'm going to choose to fight the little guy with the sword in his head just because he has a sword in his head. So what I will do is, you can see here, this is the difficulty level, aka how many levels I will earn when I fight and defeat all of the enemies on the graphic. So their total HP combined, aka enemy 1, enemy 2, and enemy 3, is 1,000. So I will have to read 1,000 pages combined. It does not have to be all one book. And then I will have earned a level and defeated the team. So I'm going to put the 600 pages I have read towards fighting these guys. Let's see. I said I wanted to fight enemy 1, so let's do that. I will completely defeat this enemy worth his 200 HP. Now in the corner, you might be able to see, I'll scroll over a little bit so maybe it's easier to see, that I now have 400 damage still to do. Isn't that crazy? That's fun, right? You don't have to do any math. Tato did all the math for you. And I have 400 pages. So now I have to decide what I would like to do. I think the smart move would be defeating enemy 2 completely and then using my leftover pages to fight the mini boss, so that the next book I read, I only have to read a certain amount of pages to defeat that guy if I want to. I think that's a good strategy. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop 300 into enemy 2, defeat him. See, I have 100 damage left over, and I'm going to put 100 into this cell. So he drops down to 400 HP. I have defeated 2 whole enemies. I have not gained any levels because I have not defeated this guy. I have no leftover pages because I'm not sacrificing pages to the gods. Woo. So what you do here is you have nothing left to do on this page. This is just to keep track of what you're in the middle of. So this is really helpful for people who are swapping between mini games a lot. So you don't have to be, oh, what am I up to now? It'll show you. It'll tell you. And let's go back, because this enemy still has HP left over. I go back to my finished book tab. I go to my book that I am using the combat for, and I have to click that the enemy counterattacked because the enemy still has HP left. So now I have taken my 10 damage and nothing happens. Well, nothing happens other than I've taken 10 damage. But you really don't have to worry about taking damage until you're down, until you basically fight 9 fights. And then you might want to heal up. It might be a good idea. I'm just saying. But this is your combat tab. Now I am going to go in and scroll down. Tato has populated and put in a bunch of the extra fights because you can fight these teams over and over again. So if you defeat level 1 and you don't feel like defeating 2 and 3, you can just go down and fight number 1 again. You can fight 1 again and 1 again. It's whatever you would like to do. It's just here to help. If you find this more intimidating and less helpful, you can always just keep track of things on your own. However, Tato and I would be more than willing to answer any questions and help you out if you would like. Now I am going to move over to Friendship tab. The Friendship tab is simple, however, very helpful for you if you are interested in leveling up your friendships. This will automatically do all of the math for you and automatically update your friendship level with each of the NPC once you put in your information. So we're going to have the example with Rocket because he's my little guy. I'm going to say that I've given Rocket a liked gift. And then I'm going to, because it was his liked gift and it's also January right now, it's actually his birthday gift. So he actually gives me an extra 300 points for that. The next thing is he has a current quest done, as you might have seen from the inventory example. So I'm going to put a 1 here because I completed that quest. And this extra points column is if you earn extra friendship points with NPCs by an archaeology wheel, just a regular town board quest reward, things like that. You'll put those extra points into this column. So the Rocket quest actually gives you 100 extra friendship points. So I'm now at level 2 friendship with Rocket off the bat, January, because of all of this shenanigans I've done for him. And that automatically does all of the math for you. And so you'll just keep updating. So over the course of time, let's say I've given him 4 liked gifts, I've given him 3 loved gifts, and I've done 2 quests. Crazy. You can see that it all updates for Rocket. And I am now level 3. I have earned 1,300 points, and it's fully magic. We're going to move on to the quote-unquote cheat sheets now. The cheat sheets are just easy looked at information and some screenshots I thought would be helpful for you to have in your tracker. So if you're on the go or you're just filling something out and you don't want to open another tab, open Discord up, open your website up, you can look over here and hopefully it will help you. This is where you can find all of your loved gifts, all of your liked gifts information, the points each of those earn, and then how you would get those gifts. So for cooked food and bundles of items, you get those by doing skills. You'll have some gifts that you will need to buy from shops, some things that you need to do a skill and a shop for, and some trading with NPCs that will be unlocked later on. There's also other ways to get gifts, like, who's surprised? The archaeology wheel, my beloved. I have also included the mini games information. Somebody had asked me for like, what are the best ways to use my books? Like, what books do I want to use for this? Like, do I have to plan anything? So I am a mood reader, so I thought this might be helpful for other mood readers. When you're just reading to vibe, you're like, okay, well, where do I put this book to make it be useful for me the most? I put that here. And then like the quick tips, like for fishing, you need a book that is over 100 pages because you do use the 100th place for fishing. Just because to make it fair for everybody. And then everything else is pretty much easily explained. Some is math, some is prompts, some are better for chunky books, some you want to read just whatever. Creatures, you just get smiley faces. And then down here is the how to play table, which is the basic information. For the more in-depth information, you'll want to open up the Discord and the website, or the website. You don't need to do both to be more helpful. And then down here, I did add the quick picks, the recipe book, the prompts, and the info. Just vague posting here. I put the recipe book screenshot here because somebody asked for the recipes. I put the prompts for both foraging and the doctor clinic here so that you don't have to look around for them. I put the artifact board, archaeology board here. And then I know some people just like to have information, so I did put how many points you get per things for friendship on here. As well as I added Amaryllis's little cheat sheet from before because it's still very useful and it's cute and I love it. So thank you, Amaryllis, for that as well. It now has a home here. We're going to move over to Quest tab now. This is where you will manually put your town board quests when they are around, when they're sent to you, posted even, or just quests in general. Maybe we'll have special event quests. This is just a place for you to keep track. You can then drop down and be like, okay, well, I've started this quest, but I haven't finished it. I've completed this quest. I'm skipping this quest. I hate Rocket. Or I'm just like not interested in it at all. You have everything. Quests are, again, not time limited. You have all year to do them. So even if you feel overwhelmed at one point, you can skip around. You can ignore it completely. It's just that if you ignore quests, you just won't get the rewards from them, but it's still completely doable. It's all up to what you like. Hi, Charlie. My cat would like some attention right now, even though we're almost done. I'm almost done, I promise. This is the museum tab. This is just for you to keep track of things. I thought it would be nice in its own tab. It doesn't do anything for any of the other tabs, but when you win a spin and it's an artifact, you can come in here, select that, and now you know the next time you look in, you're like, okay, well, I have 14 more artifacts to go from my museum collection. You can also update your graphic if you would like. I did put a blank one here. You can let me know if you're interested in it. I can give you the books in a different graphic form, and you can put it over if you're interested. Let me know. The next thing is the FAQ tab. This is commonly asked questions, or just questions that I thought were very useful in the the post office chat over on Discord. That is also a great place to go look for potential answers for things. And then you can also just ask me questions. I will answer them, even if I've answered them before. Don't worry. But these are just resources for you. I couldn't think of the word resource. And finally, your notepad. I put this here just so you can put things here. You can put your graphics to keep track. You can put links to Discord messages. Like if you are one of the people using a cute farming prompt over in Discord where you're keeping track of your time read and your crops, which I think is so adorable. You can put that here so you have a quick link there. There's just so many options. You can do whatever you want. You can also delete this tab because technically it adds nothing to you. But I hope this was helpful to you in any way, shape, or form. If you have any questions, you just let me know. If you would like a different video going in depth on the skills, you can let me know. I will work on it. I'll figure it out. I am going to go, drink some water and close all 16,000 tabs of my RPG tracker. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.